it is interesting, but I think people are a little bit tired of social. There is a concept called social media fatigue, for example. We're a little bit tired of information sharing. We're a little bit tired of knowing what your friend had for breakfast. There's another quote from a brilliant guy in Belfast who read a poem once that I heard. He said he read a poem, and I don't know what the poem is, but it's is that your best plan? A planet full of buildings. And let's use that. Is that our best plan? An internet where everyone knows everything and what you had for lunch? Is that what it was for?
It's interesting because I've never heard that term before, but I completely get it. Social media fatigue or social fatigue in online, because that's something that I like. That's basically how I get brands to sponsor me, and it's something that I sort of input into and very much a part of. But I find it sort of almost grating to a certain extent. Like, I pick up the phone and I just look around. I see so many people just their whole, or at least a lot of their life, is absorbed into a 6-inch screen, and I find myself being drawn to it almost like an addiction.
That's right.
And it's one of the things that I even get bored of looking at, like you said, the next new person there. I also know it's a false reality to a certain extent. I think people are kind of becoming a bit aware of that, and it's also creating extra anxiety and depression in today's society, which millennials and anyone living these days seem to be picking up on more and more.
Yeah. Well, there's a set of new phenomenon, isn't there? things like shaming, body shaming, and things that we didn't have to deal with, thank God, when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And how do you as parents or teachers or authority figures, how do you actually combat things that we have no experience of? So it's there's a few dangerous things out there. I would like, however, it is a good reflection on life. I think it completely mirrors society, actually.
Yeah.
And there will always be the new thing, the new channel, the new social media that you can be more private, or you can be more exclusive with what you're doing, who you're speaking to. There'll always be positives and there'll always be the negatives reflecting society. So I don't want to dwell too much on the negatives.
No, I think you're right. While you were saying that, I was just thinking, look, in terms of, there's always the negative aspect, but in terms of the positive aspect, I get massively inspired by seeing people do awesome challenges or events or starting a business, and I see someone who I know doing some awesome stuff, and I think, actually, if John can do it, why the hell can't I?
Sure.
And that's hopefully works through many different reasons, and you get people connecting, and the amount of people I've connected with through Facebook that I wouldn't have otherwise. It's really quite cool, and for me also, social media helps me keep in touch with my family around the world and friends around the world. So, like you said, there is massive positives to it, and there's negatives, but that's like everything in life, depending on how you use it and how you look at it.
That's right. It's just life, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not. We have to get rid of this notion of a digital world and a real world. The things for a long time have been intertwined. Now,